Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day. There's Alf. Oh, he found his bone. We were looking for that. Good job, buddy. He was on the couch. Anyway, welcome back. We are going to do another round of candle reviews, and specifically candle reviews that were leftover, if you will, from 2022. So these are candles that I meant to review last year but didn't get around to. So we're still gonna go ahead and review them because, well, I'm burning them and I feel like reviewing them. And even though these were from a limited edition collection, both of the reviews today are from the Mercury Glass limited edition collection that was released at the beginning of November for pre-sale. Even though these fragrances are now not readily available, some of these were returning favorites, so I am anticipating that sometime in the future there is a chance for these fragrances to come back, and at that point I will have a reference point for people who have questions about, like, hey, have you ever tried this? What does it smell like? I can just say, here's the video link. Trying to make it easy on myself, to be totally honest. But anyway, in full disclosure, this particular one, which is the Sweet Winter Mint, I didn't buy this one. So occasionally, because I am a Kringle ambassador, I do get like a few things sent to me here and there. Sorry, I'm moving my foot around here. For the most part, the vast majority of what you see on my channel here from Kringle, I purchase myself. But ambassadors do from time to time get some products to try and be able to share with you guys. And this was one that was sent to me. There was no way on God's green earth that I was going to purchase this one because I have a thing against mint. That being said, look how far into this candle I am. I am at the halfway point. Well, just about. I am right here. So that's a long time for me to be burning a mint candle, because if you have been here for any amount of time, you know mint is just not really my thing. I don't want my house to smell like I've just brushed my teeth. To me, that is not a warm or cozy or comforting type of scent. It smells clean and fresh, but I don't know. I guess I just don't want my house to smell clean and fresh. Oh, and here, Alf he needs to sit right next to the camera right now. Hi, buddy. Can you simmer down? So let's go ahead and get into it, because I have to say, despite this being a mint scent, I have been enjoying it. I won't say that I have been like in love with it, because there's no need to lie. I am not ever going to be a mint lover, but I do think there is enough other stuff in this particular blend to not have it necessarily just smell like a tube of Colgate toothpaste, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes. Let's talk about what I smell in terms of those fragrance notes, or if there's anything that I am just pulling out of thin air in terms of, it's not in the notes, but I smell this. And then let's talk about performance, strength, throw, if there's any sooting, discoloration, things of that nature. So let's get into it. All right, so our fragrance note for Sweet Winter Mint. Sweet mint, peppermint, anise, galbanum, marine, leafy green, cyclamen, eucalyptus, and liquid sugar. First of all, this is what I would consider kind of a sweet scent. Now, it's not overly sweet, but to my nose, it does come across as like bordering on a little bit cloying. I think whenever you add sugar to mint, it definitely amps up that like gum vibe for me, you know, like Wrigley spearmint gum. And that's definitely like the most predominant note that I pick up in here is the sweet mint, which I actually have in my yard. I'm not completely against mint. I love me a mojito, believe me. I'm just not big on it in terms of home fragrance. But anyway, we have sweet mint planted in our yard, And I really like the smell of it. Like in real life, sweet mint is very kind of soft and pretty in terms of a like minty, leafy smell. And this, I will say, definitely mirrors that sweet mint that I have in the yard, but it's a little bit sweeter in this candle. But I think the addition of that quote unquote liquid sugar is what's giving this a lot of that sweetness. I do get some peppermint in here as well. Peppermint does remind me of Christmas, and I guess in that sense, this could be a holiday scent, but it also doesn't really smell like a holiday scent, because also in here, I pick up that marine note. And that marine note to me comes across as like, you know, when you go to the beach and you first step out of your car and you take that first like big deep breath in and you get that like salty air smell. Like I get that in here. To me, the marine smells like salty ocean air. Leafy green. Yes, there is this strange green note in here that really, oh look, yeah, it smells like these are fake, obviously. But like, you know, when you are doing a floral arrangement and you're stripping off the leaves, well, you're supposed to. If you get a bouquet, like as a gift, please always make sure that you strip the leaves off anything that is going to be like under the water, because there is nothing worse for the flowers than to have like leaves and dirt like it just gets slimy and gross, right? This is coming from a florist, so just trust me. Like take the time to pluck the leaves off. If they're going to be below the waterline, take them off. But when you take those leaves off and you just get that fresh green smell, like that is definitely very evident in here. Also, eucalyptus, my least favorite smell. Like if there's anything that I dislike more than mint, it's eucalyptus. I smell it in here, but it's not a predominant note, so I feel like it just kind of adds to the kind of hodgepodge collection of fragrance notes here. And I don't mean hodgepodge in a bad way, but like there's a lot of stuff in here that I would never personally dream to mix together, but it does just kind of work. It really does. So props to Kringle for coming up with something different. Cyclamen, I'm actually not super familiar with that one, so I don't know, maybe. Galbanum, not super familiar with that particular note either, so I could very well be smelling it, but it's not something that I'm picking out. But I know that Kringle has used it in other collections, and so I know that I've smelled it at some point. It's just not something that jumps out at me. And then the anise note. So I have star anise because I always put it into my glühwein when I make that around the holidays. So I always have it in my spice cabinet, and I stuck my nose in my little jar of star anise, and I definitely picked up that interesting, it's like a very interesting spice note. You really kind of have to smell it. Like it's not overly spicy, and I can't really think of anything else to necessarily compare it to myself. Like if you are a baker and there's another spice that is maybe a little bit more commonly used that you could reference down in the comments, will you do that down there? I'm not a baker, but I do have star anise, and to my nose, I've never smelled anything quite like it. It has a touch of spiciness to it, but there's also just like a softness. It's great in glühwein if you've never tried it. Definitely add one of those in there for sure. But overall, I think this is a very pleasant scent for what it is. Do I love it? No. Do I see myself finishing burning this one now that I've reviewed it? Probably not. This one has had a super clean burn, by the way. So there's, and strength and throw. Let's talk strength and throw. Okay, so it's typical for like this 2-wick style jar from Homeworx here in the soy formula. The strength and throw it's a solid medium. Like I would put it at between like a 5.5 and 6 in terms of strength, and probably actually between a 6.5 and 7 in terms of throw. It's not quite a strong 7, but it's also not like light medium, if that makes sense. I can really smell this one throughout the bulk of the downstairs of the house, and it might be because these particular notes are just so like different to my nose in terms of what I normally naturally gravitate towards that maybe I notice this one a little bit more, but I can smell it through the majority of the downstairs of the house. If this ever comes back and you're a big mint person, or you like fragrances that are just different or interesting, or that have a really unique combination of fragrance notes, definitely check this one out. For me, this would never be a repurchase. I'm glad they sent it. I'm really glad I got to try it. But what I think I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna go ahead and see if any of my friends are interested in trying it out. I do have some friends that really like those fresher types of scents, and I think a fragrance like this would be perfect for them. You know, and this is, I'm not gonna like quote unquote gift this to someone. I sometimes will just, when friends come to the house, like I will just have candles sitting out that I am either no longer interested in, or that I have burned, that I'm just like, I don't, you know, this isn't like my vibe anymore. And they are welcome to leave with whatever they want. So usually when someone comes over and they are a candle fan at all, like I will have something to send them on their way with. So this I think is gonna go in that pile. I'd like to have the jar back. But also, I think I have several of these jars now, and I have a few backups of Wishing for Christmas, so I'm not actually gonna ask for the jar back, but such a pretty jar, right? And the color on this one is actually a beautiful teal. I don't think it really comes across on camera super well, but it's a gorgeous teal. And boy, did I love the look of this Mercury Glass collection. They're just stunning, right? Like, look at this. So pretty. And you can see even like with, you know, this kind of being a little bit more opaque, that there's no sooting or anything like that. Now, that being said, this one I've only been burning for about like 3 hours or so at a time. This one has now been lit for about 2.5 hours. And I'm just about ready to blow it out, only because it's not a scent that I'm naturally like, oh, I love it. Like if this was Wishing for Christmas, just burn it down like the whole way. I love it. I want more. Give me more immediately. This, I'm glad I got to review it for you guys, but it's definitely a one and done. So thanks to Kringle for sending this one out. Hopefully they're not too insulted. I think that, you know, fragrance tastes are obviously very personal, and there are definitely some things that I really absolutely love, like gourmand scents that some people are like, I would never want my house to smell like I am baking a sugar cookie. Ew, gross. And that's totally fine, right? Like, so this is just a very personal preference type of thing. And this one here is just not really in my wheelhouse. So that being said, I give it a thumbs up for what it is. I think it's well done. I think the performance is pretty stellar, right on par for the Kringle soy formula. But all that being said, you know, it's a one and done. So have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you pick this one up and what your thoughts are on it on the comments section down below. I will go ahead and put a link to where to shop for Kringle candles. This one is, I don't think this one is available anymore. If it by some miracle is, I will definitely link it directly in the comments down below, but I'm pretty sure that most of these Mercury Glass collection candles have now officially sold out. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe if you're new. See you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.